Go straight to the ghetto.
Okay, welcome back, folks, to the Borges Report with Mark Wallace and myself, Attorney Ernesto Borges of Billbusters, which is my law firm. We've got 7 offices throughout Chicagoland, from South Holland on the south all the way to Schaumburg on the north, 82nd and Stony Island, 107th and Western, Berwyn, Cicero, all over the place. So if you need to call us for any legal help, not just Billbusters. People say, hey, is Attorney Borges, can you bust my bills? But we handle other kinds of cases. I get cases against the electrical union in federal court, all kinds of stuff, trying to save a brother from the union trying to put him down. So we've got to do divorces, real estate closings, all kinds of things. Just give us a call at Billbusters. Okay, so let's see.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened in Wisconsin, where the Republicans in the legislature
trying to limit the power of the new?
No, they're trying to completely say that they're powerless.
The newly elected
governor, the new attorney general.
Well, they're doing it in Wisconsin and Michigan, aren't they?
Wisconsin, Michigan, and what has happened down in North Carolina. That they found that they may have to have what they call on the golf course a mulligan, a do-over.
Right, a do-over
down there.
Well, it's because of race, Mark.
No, there's no question about it.
Huh?
There's no question about it. There's no question about it.
It's about race?
There's no question.
How about the Democratic Party versus the Republican Party?
Listen, you can disguise racism.
You want to put everything as racism?
You can describe.
No, is everything racism?
Everything it does have some.
You have a Republican Party and a Democratic Party.
That has to do with politics.
The Democrats, blacks are in the Democratic Party primarily, so everything that happens between Democrats and Republicans is based on race.
Largely so.
Largely so.
Largely so.
All right.
Largely so.
Okay, so that's what's happening in Wisconsin.
Well, let me ask you this. Why is the Republican Party so white? Why is the Republican Party so white? And why does everything that the Republicans do benefit white people largely so?
Why does
if
it
it's not about race?
Well, we are members of the Democratic Party.
I'm asking you about the Republican Party. I'm not asking you about
because that's the way the Republican Party is.
If you're suggesting that it's not about race, then why?
No, you should say everything. You're saying everything that a party does is based on race. It's not just because the members are.
I didn't say that. You said
but
that.
No,
I didn't say that.
You're saying race involves everything. It permeates our society. There's no question about that. But everything that happens in this world is not based on race.
Listen, if you want to
you think the people in France? You think the people in France who are over there rioting, that's based on race? That's not based on race. You locked up 1,200 people in France. That's not based on race.
What's happening in the United States?
Well, you act as if everything is race. You have all kinds
name me one reason.
Make revolutions in various countries throughout the world, which is not based on race.
So what's happening?
You got black people killing black people in Africa, not based on race.
All of what you just mentioned. All of what you've just mentioned.
Yes.
Every one of these elections in Michigan, in Wisconsin, in North Carolina, largely impacted black people. You're telling me that's not about race?
Every country, every state that has black people.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these instances, Ernesto.
What
happened in Michigan, what happened in Wisconsin, what happened in North Carolina.
It's not based on the political party, but it's based on race?
So you're saying that it's based on a political party, but it just so happened.
Like political parties can't have fights unless there's race involved.
It just so happened that the most people who were impacted by it were black people.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that's not nothing to do with race?
The rich people. Who are the rich people in this country?
You're telling me that doesn't have
all white people. The rich people in this country are white people.
What happened in Michigan? What happened in Wisconsin? And what
is being fought over racial reasons? You're saying it's being fought over racial reasons?
The 2000
it's not being fought over racial reasons.
The 2000 absentee
ballots. About money and power.
The 2000 absentee ballots in North Carolina were black people.
Right.
And you're telling me that it's not about race.
And they were members of the Democratic Party.
I don't care
and
about
they were members of the Democratic Party.
There are a bunch of white people.
They are members of the Democratic Party.
They didn't send a white man out to go to white people's homes to get their absentee ballots. They went to black homes.
Yeah, because we're an easier target. We're an easier target.
So why are you arguing that it's not about race?
What you're saying is that everything that happens is about race.
I didn't say everything is about race. This was about race. This was about race.
It's a way of
The people
using
that
race.
they targeted were black people.
Okay, so they're taking the power from the governor-elect in these states, taking the power from the legislatures, the reps-elect and the senators-elect is about race. Is that what you're saying?
And what I'm saying,
You got a bunch of calls. All right, we'll argue about this later. Let's get some more responses here. Who's on the line here? Robert. Okay, Robert.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. I just listened to your summary of the Burke situation.
This is what a black retired appellate court justice told me on the phone. Go ahead.
Well,
Okay.
it turns out that the young man, Baby T, is the Burke's grandson, and everything has been settled with that.
It's the Burke's grandson.
It's the Burke's grandson. So, and that was known from day one.
Something that Burke had. You said he had an affair on the outside. You're saying that's his blood?
Son.
That's his blood? You're saying that boy is Burke's grandson by blood?
Burke's son.
His son?
Who's deceased, yes.
Oh, the one that was killed. And I knew him. He was a decent guy.
Oh, what are you saying? Are you saying?
But you're saying
that this is his
grandson,
his biological grandson?
Yes, absolutely.
Where do you get that information from?
Right, and the issue of the crack babies. I mean, and I think Pam called in about the opioid. They're opioid babies. They're OxyContin babies. They're in Vietnam. Pull up the children of Agent Orange in Vietnam, and it's devastating. I mean, this stuff is, and they know what, they understand it. And back to Nixon. Nixon is the one who declared that we're going to put guns and drugs in the black community and watch it disintegrate. And we're living that White House terrorism today.
Yeah. Well, so you're thinking, so does the use of a drug affect, you're saying it does affect a child?
Fetal alcoholism. You read about that, right?
I know. Well, that's my opinion, that it does affect what you ingest in your body as a pregnant woman. It affects that fetus.
Or sometimes as a man.
Or even a man. Yeah,
transfer that into the spermatozoa.
Agent Orange. They even
affect the woman. They talk about children who offspring of Vietnam veterans who expose Agent Orange.
That's true. And they
call it spina
But the labelization of children as crack.
I'm not talking about the labelization. I'm talking about the effect. The effect, the neurological effect.
There's no
that's one person you have. You know how many thousands of doctors there are in the world?
Okay, name me another.
We'll get
name one other who has a.
She's going to be on your show Wednesday at what time?
Wednesday.
All right, I want to talk to her. Okay, let's see, Brother Hall.
Hey, this is not Brother Hall.
Oh, Brother Manson.
He's an awesome brother. And that Brother Robert McKay is done by a mighty man, class of 67. Listen, I want to back up with a few things. Ernesto, I know the McClellans. Those McClellan boys are rough on them horns, man.
Well, they'll be playing tomorrow night.
Cheryl Brown Rivers playing with them.
I don't know. He's got his band. He's bringing.
Yeah, she usually plays with him.
Oh yeah, he's got a female, and he's got. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Right now, in terms of this whole thing with crack babies, I agree with Mark. Perhaps, some, but you just can't carte blanche it. For example, I have a goddaughter, Mark, and Ernesto down in Jacksonville, Florida. Mm-hmm. And her mother was using, while she was in the womb. And this young lady went to the University of North Florida, graduated, got masters in, social, counseling. She has a practice.
Okay.
So she's doing well. So you can't just carte blanche it.
Well, I didn't say. I'm talking about one baby.
Right.
I'm talking about one baby. I'm not trying to generalize for every level of crack.
Something else right quick. Mark, I tried to get you to be the speaker on the first day of Kwanzaa with the Pelosi Council of Elders group that does that at the Sabo Museum on the 26th and 27th. I was the speaker a few, 3 years ago on Unity Day, and of course that could be a great opportunity to get folks galvanized with the value of unity or umoja. It's going to be a packed auditorium, but they got somebody already. So, but I would suggest that if you're up here, plug into a Kwanzaa event where we're dealing with these kind of values, and we get people to come to 10 by 10 in droves if we use this holiday right. You know what I'm saying?
I won't be here, but I'll make sure that you have plenty of the
definitely. We need plenty of that, right.
Okay, man, son. Got a bunch.
Okay, right on.
Thanks for calling, bro. Brother Hall.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that too, man, Song. Listen, I have a lot of respect for you, counselor, but, you know, Stevie Wonder could actually see this guy's a racist. I happen to work in the city council, and I saw some of the things that this guy did. Burt, speaking of Burt, this guy clearly race-baited. If it was about power, wow, he put on what he showed the black community back then was just very, very disturbing. Even the language that they were using, the little things that they would say about Mayor Washington in terms of his masculinity and this type of thing. You know, I've heard, you know, and all I'm saying is that whoever
what's masculinity got to do with race?
Well, it had a lot to do with it because they were out there saying things that wasn't right. And he even told them, if you feel like that, come up here, I'll give you a mouthful. You know,
I remember.
Yeah, I know you do. And all I'm saying is this, Ernesto. Listen to me. Bert, if he is not a racist, he has people that live in the 14th Ward, and you can't find one in his office, one on that big finance committee. Come on, man. Whoever that judge was, more than likely, Bert supported him. Bert put him in the spot where he is because, after all, he's the chairman of the Judicial Committee, too.
Right.
So, you know, we just got to keep it real, and I appreciate your show, and I appreciate us disagreeing without being disagreeable. But, you know, that guy there, clearly, keep it up, Mark. He's a racist. Okay. Have a good day, guys.
There is no question about that.
Let me say this.
I don't care how many black organizations you all honorarily make him a part of. I don't care how many of these people who want to say, well, he's done some things for a few black people. Klansmen.
You think all of us, you think the myself, yourself, listeners of WVON don't have some biases?
Come on, Ernesto.
What?
You don't have the power.
I know.
You don't have the power to be a racist, okay? All right, so let's not try.
I said biases. I said a bias.
Everybody has prejudice.
All right, everybody does.
I'm talking about
they
that.
do when you go in that courtroom. Judges that are supposed to be impartial, they do it all the time. I went to court Friday, and I accused
decisions based on uses his power to demonize and to disenfranchise black people. Please don't conflate prejudice with a person who is a racist. There are two different things.
All right, well, I don't know. You know, Judge said to me, it's more about power. Now, I know him. I know Ann. I knew Bert's mother. I knew his children.
What does that mean?
I know his brother.
What does that mean?
I've never seen a tinge of racism, and I'm sure it exists. It's got to exist. It exists with us all.
You sound like...
You act like we're not all in some point biased. We're all... You act like the listeners on this station...
Everybody has...
Let me tell you this. Friday afternoon, I was in court.
You don't have the power or the privilege to do to black folks what
you act like racism is on different levels. You act like racism. You say black people cannot be racist.
You don't have the power.
I think they can. Why can't I?
You don't have the power.
I have a law firm. I can be racist with the people that work for me.
You don't have the power.
No, I can't be racist to the people that work for me if I want to.
White folks have done
No, absolutely not.
You certainly don't.
But you have levels of racism.
You have the power to be prejudiced because you can be prejudiced.
No, I think black people can be racist too.
They don't have the power to be racist.
That's your definition of racism.
Racism.
If you own a corporation and you got 300, 400, 500 employees, you can't be racist toward your employees if you want to.
You can be biased towards them.
Oh, but you can't be racist.
You can be biased towards them.
All right. Well, that's your opinion of racism. But
show me an example of that.
I I know you can. I know you can.
Well, you're saying in
Show me an
government,
example
if
of
you
that.
are the mayor of a
Show
city,
me an example.
Harold Washington was the mayor of this city.
Exactly.
He could not be racist?
He wasn't.
Well, could he be?
He wasn't.
You
I'm
just
talking about
said he
what?
couldn't be.
He wasn't.
You said the possibility
No,
he could not be.
He couldn't be.
He couldn't be, even though
No.
he's the mayor.
No. He couldn't be.
President Obama could not be racist.
No, absolutely couldn't.
Because he's black.
Because he didn't have the
that's
power to be.
ridiculous. He's the president of the United States and he couldn't be
still
racist?
didn't have the power to be.
Is Donald Trump racist?
He couldn't. Donald Trump.
Because
Donald
he's
Trump,
white, he can be racist?
Donald Trump, he has the power and the privilege to be.
Come on, man.
He has the power and the privilege to be.
But a black president of the United
He
States
doesn't have the
cannot
power
be racist,
and he
according to
doesn't
you.
have the privilege to do it. He doesn't.
I was in court Thursday in criminal court in 26 in California. I approached the state's attorney and I lit into her and I said, "You are racist." I said, "Listen, I know Kim Foxx. I supported her, and you've charged this man with aggravated home repair fraud, which she wanted to make a Class X felony, 6 to 30 years over a $400 contract." And I told that state's attorney, I said, "This is racist. It's a racist component to you to indict him for this."
Yeah, but
we were yelling at each other in the courtroom.
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
And
who put those laws on the book? Who put those
they charged this man with home repair.
Who put them on the book?
The legislators.
Exactly.
Yeah. White people outnumber us.
Okay. So
white people outnumber us. So what do you
Black
think?
people who did it.
White people outnumber us, Mark. We're 1/10 the population.
Okay. Ernesto, come on. You're
They outnumber us. We're not the majority race in this country.
What does that have to do?
You said who makes the laws? Who puts it on the books? Who puts it on the books? White people put it on the books.
You're justify your position as a black person being a racist, but this is a black
people
person
can be racist.
who is working in a white system.
Black people can be racist. I won't limit our power. You want to put a limitation on us. Okay.
We don't have the, show me where black people have had the power to do to white folks.
Obama could have been racist. Harold Washington could have been racist.
Show me where black people have ever done to white folks what white folks have done to black people and still are.
No.
Show it to me.
Well, Mark,
you can't demonstrate it.
You're saying a black person is incapable of being racist.
You're giving me hypotheticals. I want you to show me actualizations of black people doing to white folks.
I'm not saying they didn't do it. Doesn't mean they can't be racist. Okay, let's take, who are we on? Who is this? Maurice. I guess Maurice.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. God bless you both. You're really living up to that theme of spirited discussion. I like it. I like it. Never a dull moment. Look, here's an economic question for you guys. What becomes of a rich, racist white man when you take away his wealth? Do you know that?
He becomes liberal. I don't know.
Well, okay, he becomes a poor racist white man.
I like that.
But that money gives them that's the key to their racist behavior. And if we really want a better response from America to our needs, we need to divest from these large banks. We're the margin of profit. And trust me, they respond when you start taking that money out of their pockets. You all keep up the good work, and with 10 by 10, we will always win. See you.
Thanks for calling. Okay, Lisa.
No, it's Tony.
Stone. Okay, go ahead. Tony.
Good morning, Ernesto and Mark. Thank you for taking my call. Mark, I'm a black man of 52 years, and there's nobody that can define me and tell me that I need a certain this or that to be a racist. I can be a racist as I want to, and I certainly think you're a racist, Mark. But also, Mark, one thing, there's a lot of dead people in the streets of Chicago, and they're not dead because of racism, okay? So black people, just like they have the power to murder and the power to kill, don't tell me that you can't be a racist. And that's all I have to say.
All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, Tony. Lisa. And let me just say this. I'll just say this in full disclosure. Dan Burke, who's Ed Burke's brother, is a dear friend of mine, and he played the piano. I used to sing. We used to party, and he's been in my mother's house. Dan Burke has, and I've been to their family home, met their mother, lovely lady, been with the sons. Just in the living room kicking it. And I've never seen one tinge of racism from Ann, from the children, from the boys. One died tragically, from his brother. They have never, in my experience, and that goes back, because I watched Super Bowl 85. I was at their home. It wasn't Ed's guest, but Dan's guest at their family home. I've never seen it in their family. Now, maybe Ed is more, a little different from there, but I know his mother, who's a lovely lady, and I've just never felt it or anything else.